This towering masterpiece is more than just iron and steel, it is the embodiment of French pride, culture, and ingenuity. Each beam, rivet, and meticulously crafted detail tells a story of engineering triumph. It defied the norms of its time, pushing the boundaries of what was thought possible. It's a reminder that human innovation knows no bounds. The 1889 Exposition World's Fair was a significant international event held in Paris to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the French Revolution. It was a grand exhibition that aimed to showcase France's achievements in various fields, including science, technology, industry, and the arts. Furthermore, world's fairs like this were common in the 19th century and served as platforms for countries to display their advancements and innovations. To mark this important event, a competition was held for the design of a monument that would serve as the centerpiece of the exposition. Gustave Eiffel, a prominent French engineer, and his company submitted a proposal for a towering iron structure. This proposal ultimately won the competition. Eiffel's design was chosen for its innovative use of iron, which was a modern and cutting-edge material at the time. Notably, Gustave Eiffel, the namesake of the tower, was the principal architect and engineer behind the project. He had significant experience in designing and constructing iron structures and was known for his expertise in structural engineering. Eiffel's design expertise and his company's experience were crucial in turning the vision of the Eiffel Tower into a reality. Additionally, Maurice Koechlin, who was a senior engineer at Gustave Eiffel's company, played a vital role in the structural design of the tower. His engineering expertise was instrumental in ensuring the stability and structural integrity of the massive iron structure. Gustave Eiffel openly acknowledged that the inspiration for the Eiffel Tower was drawn from the Latting Observatory, constructed in New York City in 1853. Furthermore, in May 1884, while working from home, Maurice Koechlin sketched out their concept, describing it as a grand pylon. This pylon was envisioned as consisting of 4 lattice girders, initially separated at the base, but converging at the top, with metal trusses connecting them at regular intervals. The Industrial and Commercial Credit, a French bank, provided financial support for the construction of the Eiffel Tower. Simultaneously, during this period, the CIC was involved in obtaining loans from the National Bank of Haiti. These loans were tied to a controversial issue. France demanded that Haiti compensate French slave owners for their financial losses resulting from the Haitian Revolution.
It's me. Knock, knock. So, you got my money?
Huh? Oh, yeah, I'll pay you soon.
Yeah, well, here's a suggestion. Have the money by tomorrow and there won't be any problem.
As part of this arrangement, Haiti had to allocate a substantial portion of its export taxes to the CIC and its partner, significantly impacting Haiti's primary source of income, which was agricultural exports. This situation had severe consequences for Haiti's economic stability during that time. Some members of the French artistic community, including well-known figures like Guy de Maupassant, Alexandre Dumas the Younger, and Charles Gounod, were critical of the Eiffel Tower's design. They viewed it as an unattractive architect and believed that it clashed with the traditional architectural and aesthetic values of Paris. In 1887, a group of 300 artists, writers, and intellectuals signed an open letter to protest the construction of the Eiffel Tower. They expressed their concerns about the tower's impact on the Paris skyline and its perceived ugliness. The letter was published in the newspaper Le Temps. The construction of the Eiffel Tower began in January 1887 with the excavation of the site at Champ de Mars, near the Seine River in Paris. The construction of the Eiffel Tower was divided into phases, which means that it was built in stages or steps. Each phase involved completing a specific part or level of the tower before moving on to the next. The foundations for these legs were simple. Each leg had 4 concrete slabs underneath its main supporting girders. The foundations for these legs were more complicated because they were close to the River Seine. They used large cylindrical structures, called caissons, that were sunk 22 meters deep into the riverbed. On top of these caissons, 6-meter-thick concrete slabs were built. These slabs held blocks of limestone with tilted tops, which supported the tower's iron structure. The foundations provided a strong base for building the Eiffel Tower, allowing it to stand tall and stable. The construction of the Eiffel Tower involved a well-organized process for assembling its iron components. The iron parts for the Eiffel Tower were made in a nearby factory and brought to the construction site on horse-drawn carts. Initially, they were put together with bolts, like screws. But later, these bolts were replaced with rivets, which are like super strong nails. If any part didn't fit perfectly, it was sent back to the factory to be fixed. In the construction of the Eiffel Tower, approximately 18,000 individual iron pieces and 2.5 million rivets were used as the primary building materials. These 18,000 iron pieces made up the framework and structure of the tower. They were carefully designed and manufactured to fit together precisely, forming the iconic lattice-like structure that gives the Eiffel Tower its distinctive appearance. The 2.5 million rivets were used to securely connect and fasten the iron pieces together. Installing elevators to reach the first level of the Eiffel Tower was relatively straightforward. This was quite simple because the tower's legs were wide and straight at the bottom. French company Roux, Combaluzier and Lepage was hired to install these elevators, which used chains and lead weights to move the car up from below. Elevator for the second level was harder because the tower's design didn't allow for a straight track. No French company wanted to do it, so it was eventually given to Otis Brothers and Company. It took approximately 2 years, 2 months, and 5 days to finish the Eiffel Tower. This remarkable feat of engineering was completed in a relatively short period considering its size and complexity. It took approximately 2 years, 2 months, and 5 days to finish the Eiffel Tower. This remarkable feat of engineering was completed in a relatively short period considering its size and complexity. At the time of its completion, the Eiffel Tower was the tallest man-made structure in the world, standing at a height of 324 meters. It held this record until 1930 when the Chrysler Building in New York City surpassed it in height.